Welcome back. I'm Tim, and this is Ops Underground. So a few days ago, I went to a RevOps roundtable, and I was pretty excited about it. I've been thinking about doing RevOps roundtables. This one was specifically for AI. So I've been thinking about doing RevOps roundtables specifically for AI for a couple weeks. And this one came up and I thought, oh, cool. You can go see what other people are talking about. Thinking, feeling, what's on their minds. So, of course I went. And when you say to me, let's have a roundtable discussion, what I think is gonna happen, this is what goes on in my head, is I'm gonna come into this meeting. Somebody's going to, it's gonna be a small meeting, number one, right? Somebody's going to greet everybody, sit down, and we're gonna open a conversation. We're gonna spend an hour talking amongst a fairly small group of people about what's going on, whatever the subject matter is in the roundtable discussion. So when you tell me it's a roundtable discussion about RevOps and AI, I think, cool, that sounds like fun. These are two of my favorite subjects. So I went. And the first impression is, wait, what? I thought this was a roundtable, or I thought it was a small discussion. And so I kind of saw, those faces everywhere in the Zoom meeting, and I clicked the arrow. It's more than one page. And I thought, what is going on here? Maybe that's a normal thing for me. What is going on here? And the person who put on or got it organized, got everybody in the meeting, who I'm now sure was paid to do that, which is okay, that's a thing, introduces the main speaker, who they didn't say we were having a speaker. And he introduces another guy and talks about his big brain, how smart he is. I don't know this guy from Adam, either of them. And they proceed to start down this conversation, which really has nothing to do with AI and RevOps, because they're talking about AI. Okay, we're now talking about AI. This is not AI in RevOps. The subject matter is not the same. We're talking about AI, and that's fine. I'm cool with that. I like to talk about AI too. And I can't help but wonder right then and there, who's feeling like they came to a RevOps AI meeting, roundtable, and got something totally different. Anyway, these two guys, they proceed to talk about their company, because they work together in some company. I don't remember the name. I can look it up. I've got it somewhere. One is head of engineering or CTO. I don't know which title they draped on themselves. I don't know who the other guy is. And they're talking about AI, and they're like asking this quote unquote smart guy about AI. And I'm not saying he didn't have good ideas, just didn't feel like anything revolutionary to me. And it certainly didn't feel like a conversation. So they talk, and about 40 minutes in, they tell us that we're gonna go to breakout rooms. And I'm like, oh, we are gonna have a roundtable discussion. So we go to breakout rooms. There's like 6 people in mine, I think, plus the main guy, plus 1 or 2 people from the company. And they were like, so we need to introduce this. So now we're finally getting to the meat of what I feel like a roundtable is, which is introduce yourself, talk about your relationship to RevOps and AI, and what's on your mind. So go around the table, 3 minutes each. 3 minutes, right? 3 minutes. 5 people, 15 minutes. We're now basically at 55 minutes into the meeting. And we have enough time for 2 additional comments. And then like, oh, we need to go back to the main room. Breakout room session is ending. And because it's Zoom, you have no control of that. So breakout session ends. And they take us back to the room where there's a little closing thing and send us on our way. And I don't really get angry about stuff like this anymore. But if this had been 10 years ago, I probably would be pretty appalled. Appalled is a good word here, about how this went down. Because the fact of the matter is, it wasn't a roundtable. We didn't talk about AI and RevOps. We had an introduction. We didn't talk about what people are seeing, what they're feeling, what's going on, how they're working on solving those problems, if they've solved those problems, what they've done, those sorts of things. That conversation didn't happen. Instead, what we got is a meeting between 2 people I don't know and don't care about, talking about AI in general, which I care about, but I'm so deep into what's going on in the AI space that someone telling me that if your workflow is not improving every month, you're doing it wrong, I don't need to hear that. Maybe somebody else does, and that's fair, but I don't need to hear that. I already know that we are constantly improving our workflows with AI. That's a thing. And whoa, does it continue to blow my mind what we can do with it, and as fast as we can do it. So yeah, I would have been pissed 10 years ago. Instead of being pissed, and I've been ruminating on it, so it's not like it sat right with me. And I don't feel violated because they didn't really promise anything. They said roundtable. My expectations were something other than what we got. And I'm okay with that too. Here's the thing though. The conversation's still hanging out there. And I know this because this is a conversation I want to have. What are people experiencing in this space, in RevOps and in AI? And how are they solving the problems? And my experience is that AI is a really interesting tool. We'll start here. AI is a really interesting tool, can do lots of really cool things, and it's replacing work with more work and more cost. Interesting. However, and I'll say this, every time we've had a major technological advancement, it's become more work and more cost until we figure it out. And then we get farther down the road faster. And I've seen that in my own work with AI. I now get farther down the road faster using AI than I ever did not using AI. Okay, cool. And then the question becomes, how do we do that, right? And what problems are we solving specifically? And what are the things that we're seeing that are emerging? Because this is a thing, you add something, it doesn't just solve problems, it always creates new ones. So what are we seeing emerging that we need to solve for? And though that set of questions is exactly the kind of roundtable that I'm interested in having. So I'm starting a series of roundtables. We'll see how it goes. for revenue operators, customer experience operators, go-to-market operators, anybody in that space, to come and talk about their experience with AI, the vibe coding, the whatever it is you're doing with it, the shadow AI, that's one I heard recently. And yeah, I'm just gonna go and do this thing. So if you're interested in that sort of thing, let me know in the comments below. I'm gonna post a link to a sign up page, because you can go and put your stuff in there. So that's what I'm working on. That's what's going on right now. And I honestly think that that's the right answer to someone not doing something that you expect. It's not to get after them, it's to go do something about it. So that's what I'm doing. Hit me up if you have any thoughts about it. I'd love to read your comments.